Okay. See, so we have to talk about what? Say the difference in between what? Two types of molecular orbital diagrams. So generally we have two types of molecular orbital diagrams. So the first one is nothing but those systems which having less or equal to the 14 electrons. And another system is nothing but more than 14 electrons. Okay. So first we talk about those systems which having less than or equal to the 14 electrons. So see here, suppose we consider an example of the C2 molecule. So the electronic configuration of a carbon is nothing but 1s2, 2s2 and 2p2. Okay, so the total number of electrons are 6. So when we consider the C2 system, so total number of electrons are 6 plus 6, it should be 12. Okay, so this is nothing but set to be the system. So we have what are three different types of you can say that orbitals over here. That is, first is 1s, another is what 2s, and third one is nothing but said to be the 2p orbitals. In case of the 2p orbitals, we further classified into the 2px, 2py, and 2pz. So when say the 1s and 1s means this 1s 1s will combine, they can form what two molecular orbitals. So the first one is what sigma 1s, another is what is sigma star 1s. Okay. Similarly, the 2s and 2s when they combine, so we got what say the sigma 2s and another is what is sigma star 2s. Okay. When we talk about what say the 2p orbital, so the 2p orbital is having, or else the p orbital is having the px, py, and pz. So these are nothing but say the three orbitals. Okay. Each orbital is having what two electrons related to the carbon. Okay. So when we talk about what the carbon, so p orbital is having what two electrons. So in these three orbitals and three orbitals, means total we have what series 6 orbitals, and according to our LCO approximation, when 6 orbitals are you can say that undergo LCO approximation, they can form a 6 molecular orbital. Okay, out of which 3 are half of that, means 3 are bonding molecular orbitals, and another 3 are nothing but the anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Okay, so these 3 means what? This sigma to px, okay, this pi to py and pi to pz are nothing but said to be the bonding molecular orbitals which having less energy. And another 3 are nothing but say the pi star to py, pi star to pz, and this one it is what sigma star to px. So these are nothing but said to be the anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Okay. So see what happened. These are nothing but said to be the p orbitals, that is px, py, and pz. So here what happened, that px orbital, it is a dumbbell shape, but they can overlap through the internuclear axis overlapping. Okay, means in between them there is an internuclear axis overlapping. So that's why they can form a sigma bond. Okay, so when the plus plus sign will going to interacted, we got what say the sigma to px, means this orbital sigma to px. If there is a, you can say that the plus minus will going to interacted on the internuclear axis overlapping, we got what's the sigma star to px orbital. Okay. Conversely, when the remaining two is, that is, this is what say this say the 2p say y, and this is what 2pz. So these 4 you can say that this one, that one, and these 2 remaining, they can laterally overlap. Okay. So another name is what sidewise overlapping. So when there is a sidewise overlapping, so they result what say the pi bond. Okay. So pi bond can result. So obviously plus plus sign can overlap. So we can say that there is a formation of the pi bond. It will be called as what say the pi. Okay. When the plus minus sign will overlap sidewise, so they can form what say the pi star molecular orbital. Okay. So in this way, this diagram will be constructed. There is no question of what say the 1s orbital because their shape is spherical. Okay. So they can always overlap through the internuclear axis. Okay. There is no lateral overlapping. So that's why there is no question about what's the s orbital because their shape is spherical. But p orbital can overlap by means of two ways, either by internuclear axis overlapping or say the lateral overlapping. Okay, so this is just a general concept. Now we talk about why this orbital. Okay, that's yes, sigma to px. This one is having higher energy as compared to what this one. That is what say the pi to py and pi to pz. So I already told you. So when we compare what's the energy of 2s and 2p orbital, okay, so this is nothing but the explanation why this is so. So the energy of what, say, the 2s and 2p orbital is comparatively, you can say that same comparatively. Okay, means what you can in another language you can say that there is no much more energy gap in between the 2s and 2p. So what happened? Means in the construction of the molecular orbital diagram, this orbital is interacted with what's the 2s. So which orbital? That pi orbital. Pi orbital is interacted with what's the this 2s orbital. That's why the 2s orbital can decreases the energy of this pi. Okay, and that's why we will write down this pi orbital over here and this sigma orbital over here. Means that sigma orbital will responsible to decrease the energy of this orbital, and this is only why because the comparative, or you can say that say there is a less energy gap in between the 2s, okay, 2s and 2p orbital. That's why this is nothing but said to be the interaction in between the pi orbital of this py and pz in and say the 2s. So the 2s can pull downward this orbital, or you can say that decreases the energy. So this is nothing but said to be the case. And obviously, conversely, the energy of this sigma to px will increases. Okay. But when we move in such systems where the total number of electrons are 14, so in this case, the energy of 2s and 2p is much, the energy difference is much greater. That's why we can neglect the possibility of interaction of this 2s with what's the 2p orbital. So there is no interaction at all. That's why we can write down this pattern like this. So this is a standard pattern. Okay. And here, due to the interaction of this 2s with 2p, the energy of the pi orbital decreases and the sigma will goes upper and this one is down. Okay. So this is what's the case. Here, this is a standard protocol. This is a standard diagram where say we can write down the sigma 2px over here. Okay, and pi to p1 and pi, because the sigma 1 is more stable as compared to the pi. So that's why we had the energy of this sigma 2px is less than that of what, say, the pi to py and pi to pz orbital. I hope you understand this concept. Now we move towards what our He2 positive molecule, this one. So here we have to construct the molecular orbital diagram of He2 positive molecule. Okay, so how to construct? So first we have to write down the electronic configuration of both hydrogen atom. So He positive, He2 positive means what? When you do the oxidation of H2 molecule, when you eject one electron from H2, so we got what? H2 positive molecule. Okay, and in H2 positive molecule we have only one electron. So we can write down the electronic configuration of both hydrogen like this: H1 equals to 1s1 and H1 equals to 1s0, because we have only one electron in cysteine, like this shown over here. That is what 1s of one hydrogen atom having one unpaired electron. Another hydrogen is having what's the vacant orbital. They don't have electron because the system is having only one unpaired electron. Either you can write down one electron over here or over here, same thing, but one they can you have to show only one unpaired electron. Then you have to write down what, when two atomic orbitals, which two atomic orbitals, 1s and 1s, when two atomic orbitals undergo LCO approximation, they can form two molecular orbitals, out of which one is BMO, another is ABMO. Okay, BMO is formed due to the attraction of the EOs. That's why they're having less energy. Okay, an antibonding molecular orbital is having, they can form due to the repulsion of the EOs. That's why they're having higher energy as compared to the BMOs. Okay, so the total number of electrons present in He2 positive molecule is 1. And according to the Hund's rule, we have to place that electron in 1s1 orbital, means over here. So this is nothing but said to be the molecular orbital diagram of He2 positive molecule, He2 positive molecule or ion. Okay. After that, after the construction of the molecular orbital diagram, we have to write down the MO electronic configuration. Okay, means this one. So first of all, we write down what, sigma 1s1. Okay, why? Because one unpaired electron, and sigma star 1s0, because we don't have electron over here. Okay. After the completion of this part, we have to write down, so we have to decide whether the molecule is diamagnetic or paramagnetic. So how we can decide? We just have to observe the electrons. Means either we have what, say, the single electrons over here or not. So obviously we have single electron over here. So Here, suppose the single electron is present, so we can call this molecule as paramagnetic in nature. Okay, paramagnetic. You forget about this all paired. This is uncorrected part. Okay, uncorrected part. So this molecule, they have one unpaired electron. Okay, so that's why this molecule is what's the paramagnetic in nature. Now, last part, we have to calculate the bond order. So how to calculate the bond order? So the half into the total number of electrons in BMO minus ABMO. So total number of electrons in BMOs is nothing but said to be the 1. So we will put half into in bracket 1 minus 0. Why 0? Because none of electron present in sigma star 1 is. Okay. So 1 minus 0. So that's why it should be the bond order. It should be 0.5. Means in between what say the H2 positive molecule, we have a half bond. It can suggest that one electron is sufficient to form a bond in between the two atoms. Okay, so this is all about what say the MOT diagram of molecular orbital diagram of H2 positive molecule. Now we move towards our next molecule, that is what you can say that He2 molecule, that is what helium, which having electronic configuration is 1s2, means they have completed their duplet. Okay, duplet means 1s orbital. S orbital is having capacity of 2 electrons and they can filled by the 2 electrons. So we can say that they have completed their duplet. Okay. So first part, we have to write down the electronic configuration of each He atom. He2 equals to 1s2, another He equals to 1s2. Okay, after finish this part, we have to write down what whenever, or you can say that according to the LC approximation, when two atomic orbitals undergo LC approximation, they can form two molecular orbitals. Okay, out of which one is BMO, another is EBMO. Okay, EBMO. Okay, so BMO is having less energy because it is formed due to the attraction, and EBMOs is having what say the greater energy because it can form due to the repulsion. So total we have 4 electrons. So 4 electrons can be enter in what say 2 electrons will enter in say the sigma bonding, another 2 will be enter in say the sigma anti-bonding molecular orbital. Then we have to write down what say the MO electronic configuration. So how to write down this? So here we have what He2 molecule. It should be what a sigma 1s2, okay, and sigma star 1s2. So this is an MO electronic configuration of the He2 molecule. Here then magnetism. So we have to discuss the magnetic property of this molecule. So see here the bonding and anti-bonding, they contain what say all paired electrons. So that's why this molecule is what say the diamagnetic in nature. Finally, when we talk about what say the bond order, so it should be half into the number of electrons present in the BMO minus ABMO. So both is having 2 electrons. So when we put these values over here, half into 2, so bond order came to be 0. It means that there is no bond in between the He2 molecule. It can suggest us this molecule does not exist in nature. Okay. So this is all about what He2 molecule. Then finally, yeah, bond order should be 0. So we move towards what next molecule. That is what He2 positive molecule. Okay, so as we already discussed, He2 positive molecule we got by the oxidation of He2 molecule. Okay, means when we eject one electron from He2 molecule, we got what He2 positive molecule. Okay, so we can write down this like this: He equals to 1s2 and He equals to 1s1. Okay, so after that, we have to write down according to the LCO approximation, when two atomic orbitals undergo LCO approximation, we got 2 molecular orbitals, BMO and ABMO. That is what is sigma 1s and sigma star 1s. Sigma 1s is an bonding molecular orbital formed due to the attraction of the AOs in which having less energy. Conversely, the sigma star 1s, which formed due to the repulsion of the AOs and they having the higher energy. Collectively, we have what 3 electrons in this system, and these electrons are placed in 2 electrons are placed in the sigma 1s, and remaining 1 electron will be placed in sigma star 1s. So how to write down the MO electronic configuration of this molecule? After the construction of this diagram, we can write down what He2 positive molecule like MO electronic configuration like this: sigma 1s2 and sigma star 1s1. This is an MO electronic configuration of He2 positive molecule. Then we find out the magnetic property. So the magnetic property is like that. This is nothing but said to be the paired electron, but this one is what the unpaired electron. Hence the system contains the one unpaired electron. That's why this molecule is paramagnetic in nature. Then next is what say the bond order. Bond order should be half into the electrons present in the BMO minus electrons present in the ABMO. So we have half into the electrons in BMO. How many electrons in BMO? 2. So we will place 2 over here. Minus 1. So this one is 1. So 2 minus 1. So it should be it should be 0.5. So we can say that in between the He2 positive molecule we have a half bond. Okay, it means that this molecule exists in nature. Okay, so this is all about what He2 positive molecule. Then next is what lithium. So here the molecular orbital diagram of lithium is somewhat complex as compared to the hydrogen and helium, because lithium is having two atomic orbitals. When we write down the electronic configuration of a lithium element or atom, so they're having the electronic configuration as lithium 3 equals to 1s2 and 2s1. So they're having two atomic orbitals as 1s here, 1s, this one, 1s, and what, 2s. 1s2, okay, and 2s1. So then we write down what we have collectively 4 atomic orbitals, 2 1s and 2 2s. So collectively we have what, 4 atomic orbitals. When they undergo the LC approximation, we got 4 molecular orbitals, like what, sigma 1s, this one is sigma 1s, this one is sigma star 1s, this one is sigma 2s, and this one is sigma star 2s. So these are what's the 4 molecular orbitals we got. Okay, these two bonding they can form by the attraction of the EOs having comparatively less energy than the EBMOs, and EBMOs can form due to the repulsion of the EOs. So that matter you have to write down. Then we have collectively 6 electrons in both a lithium element. Okay, and we have to place these 6 electrons in the lithium molecule. So just by above principle and Hund's rule, we will place 2 electrons in sigma 1s, 2 in sigma star 1s, and 2 in what's the sigma 2s. And then after we write down what's the MO electronic configuration of Li2 molecule. So this one is what, sigma 1s2, this one is sigma star 1s2, this one is sigma 2s2, and this one is sigma star 2s0. This is an MO electronic configuration of lithium 2 molecule. Then when you observe all electrons are paired, that's why this molecule is diamagnetic in nature. And finally, when we calculate the bond order, so obviously half into number of electrons in BMO. How many electrons in BMO bonding orbitals? Here 2 sigma 1s and here sigma 2s. So total 4 electrons present in BMOs minus 2 means this is nothing but said to be the 2 electrons present in the sigma star. You can say that sigma star 1s. So 4 by 4 minus 2, we got what, 2 by 2, it should be 1. It means that there is a single bond, or that is sigma bond in between the 2 lithium atom, and this molecule exists in nature.